I really feel I need to say something about a story that's, well, it's a little over 2 weeks old now, but I needed time to find my words for this. All right, as you are all well aware if you watch this channel regularly, part of the reason why I have my extensive knowledge in politics is not by, just reading Politico and roll call and stuff like that alone and interpreting it from that. No. I used to work for politicians, I used to be on their campaign trails, making the phone calls. So when the whistle was finally blown about congressional staffers not even barely making a livable wage, I couldn't believe that that policy was still in effect from when I was in politics. I had thought by sure that since when I first started in politics, it was $1 million business. And now it's in the billions. Okay, because yes, I can understand the argument that, maybe Congress, because they have to pay, a whole bunch of other staff members, you have to be a little fair, but you all have super PACs, or excuse me, I have to clarify that. Most of them have super PACs, except for the ones that take small donations. But even the ones that take small donations, they're worth millions of dollars on paper. You have the assets to pay, your champion for $15 an hour, but yet you don't pay your employees $15 an hour. You don't see how hypocritical this is? You have to lead by example. That was one of, Theodore, or it was either Theodore Roosevelt or Franklin Roosevelt, once said that, being in elected office is such a balancing act because you have to lead by example, because everything you do is scrutinized. So if you're paying your staff piss poor wages, and you're taking in millions of dollars, what does that really say about you? Are you just a hypocrite in politics, or are you serving other purposes? Because there's a lot of people right now that are sick and tired of all the money in politics, and I have to say I'm one of them. It took me about 7 years to get 75 cents an hour raise at my job. But I also, and also I stayed there at that research firm for so long, which was sponsored by both Democrats, Republicans, and independents, so that there was money coming in. I remember, the only time that we were always on pins and needles is when the shutdowns were happening, because there was a period of time when we would be directly tied to government funding. So when there's no government funding, we're all like, okay, well, are they going to honor our checks? But I think it's time that congressmen use their super PAC money, their own personal money, to pay their staff $15 an hour. Every single person, at least on the Democratic side, or even Republican side, if you want to add it that way, it would be a nice show of unity that you care about the working man and woman, that you can, pay your staff at least, $10, $15 an hour. Not just minimum wage, but something that they can afford to feed their families on. I'm Todd. I'll see you next time. Like this video, hit the subscribe button.